Remove it right now. That's a courtroom, not a parade. The judge's voice rang out across the silent chamber, firm, arrogant, and absolute. Gasps echoed from the gallery as all eyes turned to the man standing before the bench. He was still as stone, tall, clean-shaven, wearing the deep blue uniform of a United States Army tomb guard. His shoulders were square, his white gloves folded respectfully in front of him, and pinned to his chest, gleaming with reverent pride, was the highest military decoration in the nation, the Medal of Honor. He hadn't come to speak. He wasn't on trial. He was there to quietly support the family of a fellow fallen soldier, an old friend whose benefits had been unjustly denied. And yet here he stood, facing a judge whose tone dripped with contempt for what that medal meant. "I said remove it," the judge repeated, his voice louder now, impatient. "No unauthorized insignia in my courtroom." The tomb guard didn't move. He simply raised his chin slightly, his eyes steady. "Your Honor," he said, his voice low but unshakably calm, "this is not insignia. It is the Medal of Honor awarded in combat. It is not for decoration. It is for remembrance," the judge scoffed. "This isn't Arlington. You're not guarding a tomb. You're in my courtroom, and I'm giving you a lawful order." A murmur swept through the crowd. Veterans in the gallery shifted, some clutching their hats tighter. A young Marine stood halfway from his seat before a bailiff gestured for him to sit. But the tomb guard still didn't move. "With all due respect," he said evenly, "you may command this courtroom, but you do not command this medal. That belongs to the sacrifice of others, those who cannot speak today." "I wear it for them." The judge's face flushed with anger. "If you don't comply, I will hold you in contempt." A silence heavier than stone fell, the kind that grows when dignity refuses to bow. And then it broke. From the back of the courtroom, an elderly man in uniform rose. His hands trembled, but his voice was clear. "Your Honor, I am a retired colonel. That man has earned the right to wear that medal in any courtroom, church, or street on this earth. You're not just ordering a man to remove a pin. You're asking him to forget every brother and sister he buried to earn it." Another voice joined in, then another. Soon the entire gallery stood. Some were veterans, others were family, but all were silent, defiant witnesses to a moment of historic disgrace. The judge, now visibly sweating, slammed his gavel. "This is a disruption. Everyone sit down." No one did. Then a woman, tears in her eyes, stepped forward and held up a photo. It showed her son in uniform, smiling. "He served with the man you're threatening. He didn't make it home, but that medal, that honor, that's all I have left of what they stood for. You don't get to erase that." The judge stood flustered, motioning for bailiffs, but none moved. Even they, in silent solidarity, refused to carry out his command. "Your career," the tomb guard said softly, "may have climbed from verdicts and decisions. Mine was carved in blood and silence. You may strip my words from record, but you will never strip the meaning from this medal." A roar of respectful applause broke out, brief, powerful, uncontainable. That moment spread beyond the courtroom. Cameras caught it. Social feeds lit up. The clip went viral. The nation watched as a judge tried to erase valor and lost everything instead. By the next morning, petitions called for his resignation. Veterans across the country demanded justice. Gold Star families rallied, sharing stories and standing behind the silent strength of that lone soldier. Within days, under pressure, the judge stepped down, disgraced not by scandal, but by his inability to understand honor. And the tomb guard? He returned to Arlington, where silence still reigns, and where every 21 steps he walks are in memory of the brothers he never left behind. True honor doesn't need permission. It stands firm in silence, even when power tries to silence it.